picture stuck inside my head. Remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile and look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there.
It is Friday night, and it is time for PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties right here on PGC Media. And we want to send a special thank you to SMG for allowing us to stream this dope episode on their platform. And tonight's conversation is orgasms and overthinking. How to get out of your head and into your body. Okay? Get out your head and into your body. Hey, y'all. Hey, aunties. Y'all gotta unmute.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Hi.
How y'all feeling?
Amazing.
Good.
On a fantastic Friday.
Y'all good? That's
Yep,
good. I'm glad y'all good. Listen, I'm excited about this conversation. The mental health, the conversations we've had during mental health month have been like super dope, really amazing, and very eye-opening. So tonight we're gonna open some more eyes. But before we get off into that, we want to welcome y'all to another episode of PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties. I am your girlie, your Rochelle, and in the building with us tonight, we got Auntie Regina. Hey, Auntie. We got Auntie D in here with us. Hey, Auntie D. And last but not least, we got Auntie Lindsay in this thing with us. Hey, Auntie Lindsay.
Hey, Lucy.
How you feeling, boo?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. So, we gonna hop right in. We ain't gonna hold no punches or take no time or none of it. We just gonna hop in. So, like I said, tonight's conversation is orgasms and overthinking. How to get out of your head and into your body. So, we got a problem with pleasure. Okay?
We do.
We have a problem with pleasure. So, let me ask y'all, have y'all ever been like in the middle of sex and all of a sudden your brain just goes somewhere else? You start thinking about, did I turn the stove off?
Mm-hmm.
Did I remember to put that laundry in the dryer, or is it in the washing machine?
This is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, did I lock the door? What time is it? Is my phone on the charger? Like, has your brain ever just started going haywire? And I call it monkey brain. Because it does the same thing when I'm meditating. Brain just go off on the tangent and just get the wilding out in your head. I call it monkey brain. But has that ever happened to y'all where your brain just goes off on a tangent and this man is between your thighs and you staring at the ceiling like you really not in the moment? You didn't escape the whole moment wondering if you remember to take that chicken out the freezer so you can cook dinner later.
Every single time.
You don't checked out.
Yeah. You said every single time.
Every single time.
Bless your heart.
Lindsay.
I know. But listen, he might be doing what he's supposed to do, but it will take him a minute to get to work. Okay, because I can never get there because I start thinking about everything else but him.
Oh no.
Oh, I think that's a lack of connection.
Yeah.
Is it?
Absolutely.
It's a lack of connection.
Because baby, when you I really feel like you spot on with that, Deidre.
That's a lack. That is a lack of emotional connection. That's a lack of emotional connection, y'all. Bless your heart.
Because when you're in the moment, right? And he's doing it, I'm like, that feels good. And then but it takes me forever to get to an orgasm, because then I start like, does it really feel good? He might need to go to the left. I don't know. And then I'll start thinking about work, and then I'll start thinking about what's going on downstairs. And I'm like, oh, my dog is barking. He shouldn't be barking. What's going on? I go everywhere except for what I need to be concentrating on.
So I feel like that's two things. Go ahead, Deidre.
I just want to ask you, do you feel like a man has ever mentally stimulated you?
No.
Yeah, I think that the reason that your mind is all over the place like that when you're in, during sex is probably because you're lacking emotional and mental connection with your partner.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I was married for 8 years. Well, no, 5 years, and we were together for 8. And even with him, still the same thing. Like, I was doing everything. And also it was very routine. I knew it was going to happen. I knew when he was going to flip me over. I just knew. So it was just kind of like,
ooh,
I know. This is why I'm ready for this conversation.
I really definitely think one, it is a lack of mental and emotional connection, but also the other part of it is that they may not just be good at it. It may not be something that they're good at, because if they good at it and like your mind is constant, like every time your mind is going off somewhere else, you might need to start coaching, honey, because I'm not about to sit up here and let you just be in between my thighs and it's not good.
Baby.
Yeah. And I don't tell people
every
it's not
time.
good.
Oh no, sir.
Oh, you got to. You got
Like one of my friends told me, I'm not about to come to the party and not come.
Say that. Leave with some wet panties and that's it? No.
Yeah.
I come to the party to come.
Say that again.
Real. Come on.
Listen, I'm leaving here with something in the words of Denzel, okay? And it ain't just no wet draws.
Baby.
Real.
That ain't it. Oh, honey.
I know. This is why this conversation is so
hard.
When you don't tell them,
I don't.
You need to start telling them what makes you feel good, because if you don't, that's where, girl.
So why do you think you don't? So why do you think you? So why do you think you don't tell them? Is it because it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, and you don't know how to form your words? Like, what is it? You don't want to hurt their feelings.
It's a multitude of things. So when we talk about, I grew up with a single father, right? You don't have sex unless you're procreating. You keep it private. So, and then I always felt really uncomfortable having conversations about sex because it makes me feel some type of way. And so when you're talking, and I know this, I'm getting better at it as I'm getting older, because now it's like, if I'm not coming with you, I guess I'm coming next to you. But now it's like, I'm trying to get also the religion piece. I'm trying to get that piece out of my head too, because when you're talking, you go to church and they're like, it's a sin. It's a sin to have sex. It's a sin to all these things. And then I'm just like, but if like, I'm trying to get, I have all of these things, like my dad, the church, and then in the middle is me. It's like, I'm just trying to figure it out. And so I'm trying to get more comfortable having sex, along with talking about sex. I can talk to young people about sex all the time. That's part of my job. I enjoy talking to them about it and talking about what pleasure should look like for themselves. But when it comes to me, it's not the same.
Wow. Have you talked to a therapist about this?
Yeah, I have a therapist 5 years in. She's my ride or die.
And what did she say?
So I have I don't want to say a sex addiction, but it's kind of like a love addiction. I wanted the intimacy of love more than I wanted the sex piece. So sex was for them. The intimacy, the pretend intimacy was for me. And so now I went celibate for 2 years, no sex, no nothing. And I had to learn what self-pleasure looked like. And then after self-pleasure, now that I'm getting into the dating game and having sex again, I'm learning what that could look like.
Ooh, child.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, chillax.
Yeah, I know, y'all.
I wish you were here. I wish you were nearby.
I know, me too. I need to learn from y'all because
give
I'm
you a
over here.
I want to give you a hug and spend some time with you. We go hang out.
So my question is, though.
Yes, absolutely.
As you have been, learning what you like and what things please you and what make you happy and all of those kind of things, have you, like you said, you had to learn self-pleasure and all those kind of things, but in the midst of that, the people that you're connecting with, are you intentionally making sure that there's a full, like, 360 connection other than just the attraction? Because there's a difference between being attracted and then having a connection with somebody. So if there's just an attraction but we don't have a connection, then soon that's gonna fade, and then it's really just gonna be like, oh, it was just something to do. And I know I'm at the space now where I don't want just something to do. I want something more than just something to do or somebody to do. I want to be able to, like, enjoy you before I enjoy you. So I think that's the space that I'm in at this point. But yeah, oh honey.
Listen, this is the raw, uncut, everything. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
I'm here for it.
Me too.
I'm here for raw and uncut. So damn.
I know I threw y'all off.
No, it ain't even really like a throw off. It's just like really thinking on how many people actually experience that. How many people don't truly get to fully be connected to the sex or connected to the intimacy of the sex or the person that they're with at that time. So one of the reasons why a lot of us can't fully get into our bodies and why we can't truly solely focus on the sex is because stress, anxiety, shame, and internalized trauma. It can make it hard to be fully present during pleasure. So, our goal tonight with this conversation is to normalize the experience and offer ways to help you reconnect with yourself and the person that you are interacting or having these moments with. Because you want to be sure that, like, as you are having these moments of pleasure, that you are enjoying it, because that's what it's supposed to be for. Pleasure is for the enjoyment. I remember Jennifer Lewis was on, I do believe she was on the Shade Room when she said this, but she was talking about how she has never had bad sex. And I was like, I wonder what that's like.
Right.
I wonder what that's like to never experience bad sex, And like I told y'all last week, that I don't necessarily always remember the good sex, but I definitely remember the bad sex. So don't come over here with no bad sex, because I'm gonna remember it, and I'm gonna remember all the details about why it was bad. But that good stuff, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff, like, I remember a lot of those, like, moments too, especially if you're somebody that, like, I truly, truly cared for and had like feelings for and all of that kind of stuff, I'm gonna remember that. But if you was just somebody like I was messing around with, I don't remember that. Go on, sir. But
I feel the same too, Leo.
yeah, like I don't remember that. But so we're gonna dive a little deep into the reasons why we can't turn our brains off. Okay. Even when our bodies want to be turned on and fully in the moment of what we're doing or how we're doing what we're doing. Because we want to be in it. We want to feel all the things and we want to be, we want to be present, but sometimes our minds don't allow for us to be present. And so we're going to talk about why it's so hard for us to be present. Why do y'all think it's hard to be present? And then I'm gonna tell y'all some of the common distractions that we have during sex that happen in our brains. So why do y'all think we become so easily distracted outside of the connection?
Because you shouldn't be laying down with this person in the first place.
Yeah. Yup.
Tell all the business then.
Because we shouldn't be doing it in the first place. So
hey Keisha, hey Fred.
You did mention one, anxiety, but anxiety and depression. I have PTSD, depression, and anxiety. And so when I am in my all up in here, I can't even do it with myself.
Ooh. Dang, you can't even enjoy yourself when you
because you're looking for your body, just the levels of your I don't want to say hormones, but all the things that are going on, your body can't get there. And so, and also if you are a sexual assault survivor and you have PTSD and you might have the trauma coming up, it is very hard for your brain and your body to connect. And so, especially if you're a survivor of sexual assault, some people are hypersexual or and they might have sex, but they're looking for some sort of feeling to get to it.
Whew. Lord. Oh, I'm stressed out for y'all. Okay, so that I can definitely see that because your body is trying to detach from the trauma and attach to the current moment, the intimacy, and all of that kind of stuff. So some of the common distractions that happen in our mind while we are in the moment is, and these are so true, and I'm laughing because I'm like, damn, that's facts. So some of the common some of the common distractions are, do I look okay in this angle? I hope they don't notice my stomach rolls. Like, is my rolls in the way? Is my hair cute? Is my wig slipping off?
Is my lace coming up?
Listen, am I taking too long to finish? Was that a weird sound? And then also the other stuff. Did I answer that email? Like all of the random shit that we talked about earlier. But also your responsibilities are some of the underlying issues. Performance anxiety, because sometimes that is a real thing for fellas. Performance anxiety is a real thing. And so performance anxiety can also look like they aren't able to get hard, or vice versa. They aren't able to stay hard, or they finish early, or they can't finish at all. Like, they are hard, they are there, they are present, but they can't finish. And so that's also a part of performance anxiety too, is because they are trying to keep up with you. They are trying to like put on this performance, and it will cause the brain and the body to not line up to where that they are fully engulfed in the pleasure either. So that's another part of it, is that we never think or talk about that part for fellas. We always talk about how ladies aren't able to finish and all that kind of stuff. And I want the conversations we have here to reflect both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want us to ever talk about things like performance anxiety and then it's just a female based thing, because we'll want grace for having performance anxiety, or when we can't get wet or we can't stay wet and all those kind of things. But the same thing happens for men, and it is a real thing. So performance anxiety, people pleasing, because we definitely be wanting up here making sure we, taking care of our person and putting their experience above your own in this exchange. And a lot of us do that. Unresolved emotions or past experiences interfering with the connection, and then habitual multitasking and overstimulation from social media and your job. Okay. And like Keisha said, the stresses of life can hinder your ability to focus. And then absolutely, Fred touched on what we just said. A wandering mind makes for a bad experience or connection. And that's for real, because your mind being all over the place, you're not connected. Your plug is in the wall, but it ain't all the way in there. It ain't all the way connected to the electricity. And that's how I kind of feel about it. So a lot of times that internal chatter that's going on in your head, it will disconnect you from your body and then make it harder to enjoy the sex or reach your orgasm. And that's crazy, because why is we here if I'm not enjoying it? Why is we here? Because why y'all be there?
Well, if I'm okay, say for example, if I'm in a period of time where my mind is just constantly racing and I'm dealing with anxiety, I can't shut my mind off. I'm worrying about this, I'm worrying about that, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that. For me, that's when I need some TLC, but I'm going to get it from someone that I am emotionally and mentally connected to, because I know when I lay down and have that encounter with them, they're going to take all those things away that's running through my mind for that moment.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
So for me, that's me getting my pleasure. Like, okay, I just got too much going on in my brain. I'm thinking about this, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that, and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I need some TLC. Like, I need you to take care of me. And
And that
all
says a
this for
lot.
that
That says
moment
a
is
lot
gonna
about that
go
connection
away.
between you and that person too, because they know what you need in that moment.
Correct.
Girl. Okay, D.
There's also porn.
Yeah.
If you think about it though, porn be fucking things up. Because if you watch too much of it and you think you should be the person should be like doing all the things and then making all the sounds. It's not everything is it needs to be porn. Come on.
I'm my own porn. I don't.
That used to be a thing for me. That used to be a thing for me, because I'm like, I'm supposed to make all the sounds. You know what I'm saying? And that used to be the overthinking part of me. Like, oh my God, am I not making enough noise? Am I making too much noise?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it do feel good and I want him to know. And so am I overthinking this? And maybe I should be quiet. But if I'm too quiet, he gonna think it's not good. So just
you overthinking. You done messed up your whole experience.
listen, that used to be my overthinking. Like, that used to be the one. But also, the other overthinking that I used to do all the time would be like depending on the position. Cause I'm like, I know I'm a big girl, so I used to be like, you okay? That's what I used to ask. I was like, you okay? You okay? And then they be like, yeah, why you keep asking that? I'm sorry, I don't know. But I want to make sure you okay. And so
They
that
knew
was
what
a
they was
thing for
getting
me. And I
into.
was like, oh Lord, I'm
Exactly.
so sorry. But I had to get over that. Because when I was younger, it wasn't like I was self-conscious about myself during sex. It was just a matter of like, a lot of times it was more of a new person. So I'm like, you're new, so I gotta get used to how we handle each other. And then every once in a while, they would surprise the fuck out of me and be tossing me around like a rag doll, and I'd be like, oh, okay then. Well, you good. So, okay, let me get up out of my
Because
head.
that's what they like.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I also, this is also the thing for me. You knew what I looked like when you rolled up on me. You knew all of that before we made it to this bedroom. So it was never that I was worried about how I looked. It was always just like the pressure in those specific positions. But it would be so funny because me being in my head, I'm laughing on the inside because I know I'm in my head. But I'm also trying not to let that laugh come out the outside. Because I'd be damned if I laugh at the wrong moment and this motherfucker think that I'm laughing at them. But that also has happened before when I laughed out loud and I actually was laughing at that person. And
Oh, for real?
Oh my
You had a wet come out moment during sex.
it was funny because, so I'm gonna tell you. So it was a guy, like we messed around, and it was like we had been talking and dating, and this was like one of our first times messing around. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm ready for the moment. I'm in the moment. And then it was just like not happening. So I'm trying to be present, but like I'm like, oh my God, you was boring me. And
Oh,
then
wow.
like he kept saying, you good? And then like he never like actually entered. And I'm like, what you mean am I good? So I'm like, okay. And I'm laying there
Time
and I'm
out. He
laying
never
there
entered
and I'm
you?
God. Yeah,
waiting.
back that up. Back that up.
Wait, he didn't enter
We
you?
need clarification.
He didn't enter you.
No.
But what
See,
did he do for him to ask you that?
so he assumed he was in you.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, hold on.
And I kept saying, like, nah, you not. And then so at one point, I guess he thought he was in there, and and he got to humping and sweating.
Oh,
And I'm like, do I tell him he's not in there, or do I just let him have this moment?
absolutely, you do.
no.
So in my brain, I'm
Absolutely.
like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what to do because I'm really thinking this man think he's in there, which is why he doing all of this sweating.
I'd have been like, time out.
Right. So look, mind you, this is when I'm younger. Okay, I'm younger. So he doing all of this, and I'm like, okay, let me just tune out.
Oh no. No.
So I
get the
tuned
break
out. I
since
started
you're
watching TV. Like the TV was on. Like the TV was behind him. So it was, and let me tell y'all, it was People's Court.
Okay, People's Court.
It was People's Court with Judge Marilyn Millian. Like I literally remember what was on that TV. And like I said, I don't remember a lot of details about
But
good sex, but I remember the bad. I remember every detail about some bad sex. Okay, especially like if it was this bad. So I'm trying to stay tuned out, and I'm just like, okay, let's just get this over with. Like, let's just be done. And then I happened to tune back in to him, and I look up, and he had this look on his face, and I was laughing on the inside, and it came out, and I was like, I was like, damn, did I laugh out loud?
Ooh.
I was like, damn, did I laugh out loud? And he was like, what's funny? And I was like,
it's just, but it's wet though inside. So if it's not wet, I don't understand how he thinks that he's inside.
I didn't know either. Listen, Keisha, at this big age, I'm telling you, but at that little age, I wasn't sure.
Okay.
At that little age, I wasn't sure how to have that conversation. Hey, Dewana. Hey, T. And so Doc, you walked in on the conversation, okay, about tuning out and not fully being present and overthinking and being in your head while stuff is going on. And so I literally laughed. And then this is the part. So after I laughed, like, I knew it bruised his ego because then he tried to blame everything on me. Like
the nerve, the audacity.
Wait, how?
Tried to blame everything on me. Like, well, maybe you too loose and this, that, and the third. Too loose.
The insults.
Well, baby, you need to learn where a vagina is. Which hole you're poking.
Okay,
you should have gave it to him.
Sir, if you couldn't put the key in the hole, that is not my fault.
Yes, you should have gave it to
but
him.
Also, you will never say my shit is loose, sir. I just lost my virginity last year. What are we talking about?
Baby.
Game so tight they call it virgin. What are we saying?
He was mad because he thought he was getting the
I was like, it ain't my fault you was up here pumping and sweating and didn't know what it was supposed to feel like when you was doing all of this pumping. But at that point, it was like, oh no, you just tried to say I was out here for the streets. So let's go ahead and dead this right now before I say something. Get the fuck up off me, and we just going to take me home. So the whole ride home, I'm laughing. Because at this point, you didn't piss me off. I'm angry because why would you ever say my thing was loose? Sir, ain't nothing loose over here. Okay? And I was pissed off about that because I'm like, you didn't even know if you was in, but I'm loose. So the whole ride home, I'm laughing. I'm keying on the inside and on the outside. We pull up at my house. I get ready to get out the car. When I tell you this man pulled off so fast, I didn't even get to close the door.
Damn.
So Leo, did he have a bite in the sausage and that's why he couldn't get the key in the hole?
It wasn't like little, but it also wasn't like, it was like a little below average. But back then, that also wasn't a concern for me because I'm like, well, shit, I'm new to this. I don't know. I'm new to this. This is something new for me.
I hope he sees this. I hope he sees this and it's like, I do better.
But also, this is the other part. This is the funny part. Like a year or so after that, it was a whole, well, let me redeem myself. No, because I got loose coochie, remember?
You know where in the world he thought he was going to spin the block.
Girl, he really thought he was going to spin the block.
Listen.
He couldn't have.
Listen.
Again, the audacity.
Doc said, I've been in my head about what to cook for dinner. I walked in on something else. He said, wait, was his tape measure not up to par? But not tape measure, Doc. He gonna blame it on you because he don't know how to enter. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He blamed it on me because he didn't know how to get up in there. And I'm like, you're older than me, so how don't
Google
you know?
averages about 5 inches and he below average, shaking my head.
Well, maybe okay, so I was thinking average was about 6.5. So he's average according to what Keisha said. So Yeah, tried to blame it on me and all of that other kind of stuff, but I was like, no. And then tried to spin the block, and I was like, nah, remember, you don't like loose coochie. And I left it at that. Because you would never call my coochie loose and then be talking about you want some more of it. So go to hell. But in the comments, if y'all have had experiences of times where you've been in your head, you've been overthinking, or the experience just was not up to par simply because you or that other person didn't have a connection and y'all was just really like, what the fuck am I doing here? Put it in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Listen, he definitely needs to blame his daddy or his mama. He needs to blame his mama because some dudes be having their mama's penis.
Mama's
Y'all
penis.
get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Some of them be having their mama penis. Some of their daddies might be up to par and they might have their mama's penis. So, but yes. So that was the whole situation in regards to that. So when I say that I remember bad sex, believe me. If you ever ask, if we ever mess around and you ask me about the experience, and I was like, huh. Take that as a good thing that I don't remember. Take it as the best thing ever. But what about y'all? What's a moment where y'all were just like all in your head that you can strictly remember all the details? And you like, oh, I'm glad that has never happened again. Or has it happened again?
Those encounters for me were so long ago that I can't even recall the details because at this big age, as Keisha said, I'm just not going for any of that right now.
Period. Okay.
So those encounters were definitely way in my past.
I'm sure he probably did tell his boys he killed it. Probably did. Probably never told nobody the truth.
You know, the first time I lost my virginity, okay, I had sex in a bunk bed in my best friend's house, and the bed
not
had
a bunk bed, Lindsay.
a bunk bed, and so my god brother had plastic sheets on his bed, so I was so excited to have sex with this man. I was so in love with him. I was so in love. But when we started doing stuff, all I kept thinking about was the wrestling of the bed cover because it was
the plastic.
Yes, the plastic.
That was a distraction. It was a distraction.
It was distracting me, but it didn't distract long because it was only 5 minutes.
It probably wasn't even 5 minutes.
It was 5 minutes. That I was mad about that, but then the same instance, I kept thinking of I can remember my virginity being lost is because I kept thinking about the plastic sheets. It was the plastic sheets. It did it for me.
Not the plastic sheet.
I don't know if my god brother knows that I lost my virginity in his bed, but I guess he does now. I love you.
Dewana said, first of all, has it loose if you sweating and think you pumping? Exactly. How did you think you was in there? And then Doc said, I had one back in the day who smelled like mahi mahi. Oh my God.
Not mahi mahi.
I said I can't do it.
She need to go see her GYN.
Yes.
She definitely need to go see her.
GYN.
She definitely needed that because that's the other part too. It's not enough people overthinking about their body odors. Like making sure you on point. Like I'd rather somebody be overthinking about that than you up here just laying that smelly thing out on my bed.
That's nasty. That's one of my pet peeves. I always take a bath before I engage. And if you're not washing, I'm not engaging. I just can't.
Yeah.
Because I'm so for it. I will tell people in a heartbeat, look, it don't feel good to me. You stink. And if you think you're gonna put that thing near me, no, go wash your ass first, sir. No. You know, some women like that musty smell and all that on a man. I ain't for that. I want
I
that
don't
fresh.
like no musty. I don't like
I want that
musty.
fresh.
I like natural. And that's two different things.
That's really two different things,
I
baby.
don't like musty. I like natural. Cause I like the smell of the person. Now you could be out the shower, but also I like out the shower and you didn't dry it off and then you didn't sit there for a few minutes. Like, cause now the soapy smell is kind of gone, so your natural scent is taking over. Now I don't want you out here musty and like straight from playing basketball and you coming here and trying go get your ass in the shower. I like natural, but also some of y'all put on too much fucking body spray, lotion, cologne, and all of that, and so it ends up being
A distraction.
Girl.
it ends up being a turnoff because it's so much. It's
It's
overpowering.
overwhelming.
I can't even smell you, like, and I think that's the thing for me. Like, I got to be able to smell some part of you, with because for me, it's the whole combination of the smell. Like your natural scent, your cologne, my natural scent, whatever I got on, like all of that mixture of like sex. Like
I
the
feel what
sex.
you're saying.
That's what I like. I like the smell of sex, not ass.
That part.
That. Keisha
So
said,
you like natural freshness.
yes, natural freshness. Keisha said, I was in a long distance relationship and had been celibate for about 9 months. The first time we had sex, he reached his finish way too quick and came up short. It was so bad when it was over, I cried. Shake my head. I keep thinking to myself, this a waste of a good sin. Not the waste of a good sin. Now I'm like, you don't smell that.
Oh my God, Doc.
You don't smell that? She smelled it.
Oh Lord.
She should not have even participated if she knew she smelled that way.
That part.
And that's another thing too, being a plus size girly. I'll be overly making sure I'm clean and washed and all of that, because you ain't gonna never say I was out here funky. As a big girl, you ain't gonna never say you opened up my thighs and they smelled like mahi, like Doc said. Hell to the no. T said you can make good money from musky draws. I'm sure you can. Now you out here sending off musky draws, T.
Can you give me who to send them to so that way I can make some?
Absolutely. Send me the link so I can sign up. Because what?
I need a side hustle for the side hustle.
Listen, for real. If I smell you and make a face looking like Wanda from not the lip up.
I'm calling the Uber.
It absolutely is a misconception of the plus girlies.
Yeah.
Because and I see that all the time on social media, not to get sidetracked, but I see that all the time. Like they'll see a plus size girly doing something or whatever, and they'll be like, I know it stank. Why? Why do you assume that? Because I'm big?
Yes.
It be you skinny ones that be out here smelling like a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like they need a shower.
Got the onions under your arms and everything. And it's a lot of people who agree to that plus size girls, they don't rarely smell plus size girls that don't smell good. A lot of people that I know that fuck with plus size girls don't ever have anything bad to say about hygiene when it comes to plus size girlies. So keep washing y'all asses, okay? I shouldn't have to tell y'all that, but keep washing them asses. Washing them big old asses at that. But outside of that, a lot of people do say a lot of things about smaller girls. And this ain't me competing or comparing. It's just what I've heard and what a lot of other people have said that they've experienced. So, yeah. Not smelling like onions and catfish. That sounds like a good meal right now, though.
Onions with catfish?
Some fish with some fresh onions and pickles. Hell yeah.
No.
Nah, I ain't feeling the onions and pickles on my fish.
You gotta try it. You gotta try it.
No,
some
not
onions,
pickles.
some pickles, some
Nah.
bread, and some mustard and hot sauce. Oh my God. It's like a sandwich, like a fish sandwich.
You're making a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
You're making a fish sandwich.
Yeah, like a fish sandwich almost.
That's kind of similar to a po' boy. Just missing the lettuce and the tomato.
Yeah, minus the lettuce.
Your remoulade sauce. Okay.
Doc. I don't need to walk in your bedroom and ask. You got a crawfish bowl stirring out.
I cannot with him. I cannot.
Don't get put on timeout tonight like you did last night. Because he got put on timeout last night on Thursday Night Live. But yeah, and that's another thing too. Like a lot of people aren't very hygienic when it comes to their homes. Like anytime somebody come to my house, I'll be over the top. Like I'll go outside and walk back in. Do it smell like food in here? Like all the things. Cause I don't even want it to smell like food when you come in my house. Cause some people's houses automatically smell like food all the time. I don't need it smelling like, I need it fresh. So yeah, everything got to go. I'm that's how particular I am when somebody come over. Cause I don't need nobody seeing shit. Like I'm particular when people ain't here, but I'm very particular when somebody does come over here. Like, you ain't finna come over here and be like, yeah, her house stank. Like the fuck it do. But can we talk about how anxiety makes us feel during sex? Like, have y'all experienced extreme anxiety during sex?
Yes.
What made you have so much anxiety? Anxiety.
I was dealing with my trainer, okay? He took me out for dinner and we had like been seeing each other for a while, right? So we decided we was gonna do the big one, right? This man turned around and he dropped his pants. And I almost had a heart attack because I'm like, where you putting that?
Hey, Big Daddy. Okay.
He was 60 years old, and I wasn't expecting this 60-year-old bow-legged man to pull out this elephant trunk. Okay?
Listen.
And so I was just like, how am I going to perform? Because she ain't ready for all of that.
Okay.
That was the biggest I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just like,
no, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, where you putting? Before I had even realized it came out my mouth. Where you putting all of that?
I just got a phone call. I got a family emergency, and
he chuckled and said, "In you," and I was like, I don't know about all of that, sir. He said, I promise. You know what they say? We just gonna put the head in first. We just gonna
because we ain't even gonna take it either.
But
we not got to be out here tipping on fofos, and fofos. We're not tipping on fofos, sir.
He actually took a lot of my anxiety away because he was into foreplay, and that foreplay is a must. Is a must. And when I say that anxiety went away real fast. But when I went home, I was like, never again. Thank you, sir. It was wonderful, but I ain't built for stuff like that.
Listen, happy Friday, Dr. ATM. We out here trying to have them, Jay. What's
Yeah.
up, Jay Discreet? We out here trying to have some orgs, but sometimes the body takes over. Not the eyes. But listen, yeah, I can see that when it's that way.
Yeah, I saw why you had anxiety. I see.
Yeah, cause
It was
like
too much.
yeah, when it's too much. I've had the anxiety in regards to like performance anxiety, like cause I think it has happened with somebody that I really liked. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I hope it's good. I hope and all of those kind of thoughts. And so to me, a lot of times, that's usually my anxiety is just making sure I perform well and that they enjoy the experience of me. But I also like be thinking about the experience on the other side. Like I want to make sure I enjoy them too. But also I really be trying to get out of my head about if they enjoy the experience. Cause sometimes it'd be like, oh my God, I can't stop overthinking. And my anxiety is getting the best of me. But also, like Dee said earlier, like when too much anxiety is taking place or too much of your body just tuning the fuck out. That's your body telling you you aren't supposed to be fucking around with this person. So it wasn't too much, but it was enough for me to be like, oh, why won't you just cooperate with me? Because I want to do it to him so bad. Cooperate with me so I could do this, man, like I want to. So so I had to have a talk to myself. But I think that's why a lot of people have like alcohol, they have drinks, they smoke, they do all those things to kind of curb that little bit of anxiety that creeps in and tries to take over sometimes. So I don't
For me,
know.
it heightens the connection for me.
Yeah. I remember, have y'all ever had high sex?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Man.
Girl.
That's a
Absolutely.
whole different kind of level of sex.
Yes. Yes.
That's
It
what you do
is.
when you are experiencing anxiety and you need to release and just relax and calm all the confusion going on in your mind. Oh, you definitely want to have you some spirits, some drinks, all the things. Because you want to relax so you can get up through there.
Drinks and high sex is different though.
I would definitely recommend getting hair while smoking a joint, a blunt,
Oh my God,
or
what you
whatever.
say? What you say?
Top 10
Really?
recommendation. Now be
Yes,
careful because you
Yes.
might burn a hole in your sheet.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You might burn a hole in your sheet or whatever, depending on the level of the person who doing the thing.
I burnt my chest, the ashes dropped on my chest.
So let me
Not your chest.
No, boo, not your chest. Oh, girl.
Nah, you might burn a hole in your sheet. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all out there trying those things,
now I want
be
to try
careful.
it.
I definitely that's the one thing I can say I miss about smoking is the heightened sensations that you feel when you're in those kind of moments, whether it's sex or just creativity. Cause when I used to smoke, I used to create like a beast. And that shit used to be bomb, used to be fire, all of that. Plus, also, I don't drink like that no more either. So I really be out here living a sober life. So when y'all see me being me, this is sober me. Okay. This is sober as it gets over this way. So yeah. I definitely miss a high romp in the sack. Oh yes, God. I miss it. I miss it.
Now I want to try it.
Jay. He He said, I be swinging the weeded wiener, not the weeded wiener. Wait a minute. Wait. Not the weeded wiener.
Dang.
Keisha said on a gummy, it's the best
The best
ever.
ever. She ain't never lied. She ain't never lied.
See, I don't think I've ever had it on the gummy
Me
or
either.
like
I
a
have to try
edible.
that. Thank
On
you
a
for the
gummy, it takes you
recommendation.
like you be on levels. When I say levels,
Yes,
you be on
because
levels.
them edibles, depending on the amount of
The
time
strength
that you take it, it releases in
stages.
It's an
period.
extended release.
It's
Yeah,
I
like
have a
absolutely. So you start feeling things more and more and more the higher you get. I
So,
don't like
so wait,
edibles.
do you take your edible and then
Yeah.
you start and then you start as soon as you take the edible, or do you wait for a little bit?
Nah,
Nah,
you
because
let
it's
the
gonna take
edible
a
kick
minute to
in.
kick
it's gonna
in.
take a minute for it to kick in.
It about
Like
30 to 45 minutes.
Okay,
SpongeBob
so
says 2 hours later, some of them
Yeah.
kick in. And when they kick
Right.
in, for me, when mine's kick in, my sex drive be like, whoa, you nasty.
Okay.
Yeah, it
You
goes
real
from
nasty.
like it's
Then
literally like somebody is turning the
for this,
dial little
like
by
this.
little.
Okay. So
Yeah.
wait, like take it 30 minutes. Listen, I'm about to have sex. It's been a minute. So I'm trying to learn something.
You take at least 30 to 45 minutes before you're getting ready to have sex.
Okay.
So when
Lindsay
you
said, because I'm
start,
trying to be where y'all talking about.
yeah,
That's
so
what I want to do.
when after you wait that time, so by the
Yeah.
time he starts doing the foreplay and everything,
Yeah.
you'll feel it kick in. And when it
Yeah.
kicks in, you're like, oh, you ain't gonna think about nothing else. You're gonna be
Yep,
like,
that
hey,
brain is gonna turn
that
off,
brain,
honey.
because for me, it stimulates me so much. It'd be like my little kitty cat be like, girl, what did you do? It'd be on fire and be ready to play. So yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I don't think about
30
nothing else
minutes.
but getting, and I'm sorry, I forget about the man because I be on my own little mission.
Listen,
I be trying to get it. So I'm whether he's gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. I gotta have it.
not Doc said we need our serotonin knocked back. Hey Moses.
Hey Moses.
Yes, I have been delivered a little bit, Doc. The only thing I can really drink now is like cider beer here and there
Why
or
is
something like
Doctor
that.
off the chain tonight?
Listen, they was ready for this conversation. Oh, see, when I used to do
Right.
edibles, it was never a
It's
gummy.
solo.
It was like edibles. So my we had a plug that used to do like cheesecakes and cookies or brownies and stuff like that. And so it would be just the best experience ever being outside. And then after that, I would go home and get the best sleep. I would sleep. I remember the first time I had a edible. I was standing in the club and my sister walked up to me and said, it kicked in, didn't it? And I was like, mm-hmm. She said, because you standing here looking like Raven on That's So Raven when she would have her visions. She said, that's how you standing here looking. You look like Raven right now. And I was like, oh my God, I just feel so good. You talk slow, you move slow, like everything is slow. Your body just feels amazing. And Doc said it's not Viagra. But listen, I'm gonna go back to the other comment. I'm gonna go back. But yes, it's not Viagra, but it's there, right there. It's right there with it. It's up there. So Doc also asked, what about S&M or domination? What about it? What about it? What you want to know about that, Doc? Let's talk about it. What in particular do you want to know about S&M or domination? And while we waited on Doc to respond, I'm gonna get into the next part. So there is a link between mental health and sexual satisfaction, which is why we're having this conversation, because it is important for the link to be there. But guess what? Especially for Black women and femmes who are often taught to power through everything. Okay. So we are often taught to power through, just push through, just get through it, just make sure it's done. You know, get it over with, all of that kind of stuff. And so that is often a habit rooted in past experiences and societal conditioning, because at one point in time, a woman's pleasure did not matter. Right. A woman's pleasure was not a focal point or anything like that. So over time, with all of the movements and all of the other things that have taken place, we are now owning our pleasure, stepping into our pleasure, and truly trying to figure out what our pleasure looks like for us. But a lot of times people don't realize that pleasure and being able to experience pleasure with someone has a lot to do with emotional safety. And we talked about that last week too, that pleasure and emotional safety are directly connected. So if I don't feel safe with you, if I don't feel comfortable with you, if I don't feel connected to you, then I am not going to enjoy this experience. Right. I am just going to power through this experience. And then, you know, and then when the safety is like not there, then it's going to be hard for me to understand or enjoy the pleasure. So, yes. So hopefully Doc has answered. Okay. Jay said, I want to know whatever you want to teach me. Well, I can teach you all some things about S&M and domination. Because I definitely have experienced a little bit of both. Because that was my life at one point. Okay. But we'll talk about that shortly. Doc said, have you all had situationships where domination was involved?
Yes.
Look at Regina.
Yes.
So I would definitely say for me, it was not a situationship. It was not a situationship. One thing that I do not truly believe is that domination can happen safely in situationships unless it is someone that you have connected with and been in that situationship with long term. Yeah. Like if you had a long-term situationship with that person, it is absolutely possible. But if it is a short-term situationship, there is no way that you can do that safely and still categorize it as a BDSM type of relationship, because that is not it.
That's not it.
That is not it. So we can clear that out the water, because that shit ain't happening if it's a situationship. Really? Now, if you want to know a little more in regards to BDSM and those kind of things, we can dive in and you can ask specific questions. I'm good if we go off, you know, the script a little bit. But if you have some specific questions, feel free to ask. He said, I tried to get into it, but couldn't find the right person. Either I'm Toby or you're Harriet, but first of all, not Harriet. No. And he said, I knew you meant could not find the right person. Either I'm Toby or you're Harriet, but I was trying to do some things. So that's one of the biggest things that matters in those kind of connections. One, you have to have a connection. Outside of a connection, you have to have an agreement to be within that connection, to be a part of that. I'm not going to say situation, in order to agree to what you're in that relationship. Because even situationships are relationships. So the relationships in regards to those kind of things, it has to be somebody that you trust. It has to be someone that you have been able to build a connection with, a bond with, but also have had some extensive conversation in regards to what that connection, that relationship is going to look like. Because the one thing that I definitely have said before, and I will continue to say, is that my next relationship or any of those kind of things where there is just a regular relationship, I'm gonna treat it like a BDSM relationship, because there is a lot of conversation, there was a lot of communication, there was a lot of let's you know, let's talk about what you want and what you don't want. You know, it's a lot of that. It's a like, as long as this motherfucking paper is, that's how long the conversation and the list goes on and on and on about what you want, what you don't want, what you agree to, what you don't agree to, you know, what's your hard nose and what's your, you know, negotiables and all of those kind of things. So people don't have those conversations often in vanilla or regular relationships. And that's the one thing I can say when it comes to BDSM relationships, baby, they gonna make sure
You got to.
everything is understood.
You got to. Because it's all about trust when you get into that BDSM.
Mm-hmm.
All about trust. And if you don't have that trust factor, baby, don't do it. Do not do it. Don't enter into it at all.
Absolutely not. Don't do
You got to have a great understanding on both parts. It's a lot
Don't
of
do it. Read some literature on the subject. Like, no, for real. Read some literature on the subject. Like,
you just don't let nobody cheat on you for the hell of it.
Absolutely not.
Ooh.
Unless that's your
Sorry.
thing.
Sorry, I don't want to knock somebody's yum, but when I hear pee, it's a bodily fluid.
Oh, it's a lot of that involved in that, but I don't do bodily fluids.
No.
Which is on.
Neither do I. You I mean, unless you paying. But and I don't mean on me, I mean me on you. Okay. Let's be clear there. Okay. I mean me on you.
Not you on me.
Never. But if you paying the price, baby, I drink enough water and I eat enough fruit. So but it's a lot to be learned in regards to those kind of relationships. And we can even make sure that we have we can do a breakdown over a month and really talk about those different kind of dynamics and aspects of it, because I know quite a few people that are into the lifestyle, few that wouldn't mind coming on the show and talking about them either. So we can definitely get into that. Hell no, Doc. No, I don't want nobody. First of all, allegedly he was having people rub their ejaculate on his nipples. So I don't know about
and having people pee in his mouth or in the other person's mouth, his partner's mouth.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
That's beyond my limit.
No, because I am not a toilet.
Right.
But there's a lot to learn in that regard. There's a lot that can be said about the lifestyle. It just depends on like what your thing is. So and even talking about ethical non-monogamy and things like that, because people don't think that's a part of like polyamory and all of those different, because even BDSM is a form of polyamory. And nobody acts like it is, but it is. So that's something that I learned too. The book I read, let me find the name of the book. because I told y'all about it. Where is my? Had to pull up my books. Had to pull up my books. Oh, A Happy Life in an Open Relationship. That's what it's called. That's what the book is called. A Happy Life in an Open Relationship. And so in that book, she breaks down so many different parts of what what polyamory is, the different levels, the different pieces to it, the different terminology, the different letters, and all of that kind of stuff. So like they always talk about the eligibility community. It's a whole bunch of letters and stuff over there. Polyamory and all of that has so many different levels to it. Yeah. So some people don't even know that some of the things they participate in fall under a larger umbrella. So we can definitely find some experts or some people that are in the lifestyle to come have a few conversations with us if that's something you guys would like to know more about.
Absolutely.
Jay said, I feel like I have some natural tendencies that fit that world, but I have never been properly initiated. I have enjoyed falling into a daddy role and trying to make sure I deserve it. Come on, make sure you deserve it.
Okay.
You're deserving. Girl, you perfect. Sorry, y'all know how my brain works.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you. Are any of you into the poly lifestyle?
Me.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. That's why I read the book. Okay, that's why I read the book, A Happy Life in an Open Relationship, because I don't know exactly where I am at this point in my life. Yeah, that's all I can say. I don't know where I'm at this point in my life.
I have been in a couple of poly relationships, and being in a poly relationship, it takes a lot of communication. If everybody's not on the same page, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of benefits to being in a poly relationship. If you work it, you have to work it. You have to seriously work it. I had fun.
The communication is
the key factor.
And I think that's the key factor in a lot of relationships, but what we don't tend to do in normal relationships is prioritize communication. Mm-hmm. And I know when it comes to those kind of things, we sit down, like one of my homeboys, he showed me his contract. And that's literally what they do, like create a contract. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said, like, they sit down and write all of these do's and don'ts and yeses and no's and hard stops and negotiables and all of those kind of things, because that's what we have to agree to. We have to be so much on the same page that I feel like if I'm reading this line, you reading the same line too. We on the same line, on the same word, about to end the sentence at the same time. That's how much we have to be on the same page in those type of relationships. Because, and then there's a limit to it. So you can agree to have these parameters for 6 months. And after 6 months, we going to come back. We going to review this information. If it's still working, we just going to sign it again and keep it rolling. If there are some things that are in this agreement that is not working in this 6 months, we don't have to wait to the end of the 6 months to come back to it and adjust it and fix it. We can do it whenever we get to this space where we feel like it does not work for us. Then we can sign it again and move forward. But relationships that are a regular relationship do not have that extensive amount of communication. But also there are so many people out here pretending to be poly or BDSM and all those kind of things, and they just doing shit that they see on TV. Just like a lot of people think that BDSM is 50 Shades of Grey, and that is the very bottom of the barrel as example of what a BDSM relationship looks like. So
That's true. That's true.
okay,
Because a lot of people think with the BDSM that
that you just getting your
dom,
ass beat.
yeah, that the dom or the dominatrix is the one in control, when in reality it's the person, the submissive is actually the person who's actually in control.
Yep.
So,
it's a lot, but we can dive more into that. I will definitely we'll have the ladies and I will have a meeting and set up which month we're going to choose to have that conversation, so that way we can properly prepare and get some guests on here that can help us have that conversation with you all, because I do feel like it'll be a really good conversation because you guys want to learn it, but also a necessary conversation so people can have an understanding of what those things look like and not always have a preconceived notion of them either. Because I think that's the biggest part of it. People have a lot of preconceived notions about BDSM, polyamory, and polygamy, and and even ethical non-monogamy, because that's been a hot word lately, and a lot of people don't even know that that's part of being poly, or that falls under the poly umbrella. It's literally that you are out here living your life as you live your life, and you ain't out here lying to a bunch of people about who you're choosing to be with, sleep with, and all those kind of things. So we can do that. We can have those conversations. So, but steering back on track, how we can reconnect to our bodies, how we can reconnect with the body through mindfulness. So, ladies, tell me, how do y'all reconnect with y'all bodies? Even when y'all feel like it has gotten off track, you then had monkey brain happening the whole time. Like, how do you get back on track? Or do you feel like you've had the opportunity to get back on track during those moments? We know Lindsay said no. Auntie
Hey,
Lindsay
but I still
said
got
yes
some
to the
things.
no. So what about y'all? How do you all get back into the groove of things?
Well, like I said, for me, those encounters are so far in my past that I can't even recall. Because in this day and time, I'm just not even.
Okay.
I'm not even going there. Like, if
Okay,
my
Big
mind is
D, not the
wandering,
little one.
yeah, like if my mind wandering, like I don't have time to waste time. Like, I just don't.
Hey,
time is too precious to just be sitting there taking it, and I'm not getting. My mind is going from here to there. No, baby, you're not doing it for me. So come on, get on up. I'm gonna get that little $20 on the nightstand, and I'll see you later.
Not that $20 on the nightstand.
20.
Grab you a Lunchable too and a juice. I'll see you later.
No.
A Capri
No,
Sun.
we
A
talked about
Capri
this.
Sun.
No, they get no snacks, no drinks.
Oh yeah,
we
that's
know
right,
your
Liz.
rules.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right,
You're right.
Liz. You really
You know,
don't need none if my mind wandering. You really don't.
no, because you done wasted my time,
I
and I'm
mean,
sitting in this
absolutely.
bed
Not
wet.
if you terrible at it, but get out.
No water, nothing.
No,
Like if my mind wandering too, like what are we doing? Because I come to the party for you to take everything off my mind.
that part. I need you to take me, like they say, Calgon, take me away, baby. I
Take
need
me
you.
away.
Listen, I need John Legend to take me away to start playing in my brain while we fucking around. Take me away from me. If y'all ain't never heard that song, go listen to it. It's a good song. But if we're in the moment, I need my body to be damn near, and I'm not saying dead weight. I'm saying damn near like dead weight. Cause I done got so relaxed and so in the moment and so ready for you. Like, yes. Put me in a zone.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in a zone. So some of the stuff that that we do when it comes to like meditation and all those kind of things is part of what we could do to have mindfulness or to come back to our pleasure zone, because that's what we're doing. We want to be present during pleasure. So it could be the simple shit before y'all even get to touching and kissing and all this monkey brain is happening. You can take a few deep breaths to reconnect with yourself, calm down, slow down, because sometimes in them moments it really do be that you just excited and you need to calm your body down, calm your mind down. Grounding, get grounded in that moment. So smell, sound, sensation. Take a moment to like pay attention to your surroundings. So if this person got candles lit, pay attention to that, because it'll calm your body. It'll bring you back down, being mindful of your surroundings. Smell the air. Did they light incense? Did they spray a little something on the bed? How do they smell? How do they feel to you? Touching and all of that kind of stuff can excite you, but it will bring you back to the moment instead of all of this 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed that's playing in the back of your mind. Focus on the rhythm of your breathing and the feeling of your skin. Or even the feeling of their skin. You can feel their skin, how they feel, how their body is contoured and all those kind of things. That'll solidify the connection too. It'll bring you back to the connection. It'll bring you back to that moment of y'all having this moment. But also whispering affirmations to yourself. A lot of us do not talk positive to ourselves at any time, let alone sex. Some of us be in there talking crazy to ourselves during sex and then be wondering why you can't orgasm, because I'm over here thinking about the wrong shit. But whispering affirmations to yourself: I am worthy of this pleasure. I deserve this orgasm. Because you are worthy. You do deserve it. You do deserve to be pleased and all of those wonderful things, because it is a matter of being present. And you can't have pleasure without being present, okay? You cannot have pleasure without being present, okay? If he wasn't rich in 50 Shades or he was ugly, that would be a horror movie. No fucking lie. But he would also be going to jail for assault. He would be on trial for what Diddy is on trial for right now. Good point. What's interesting about it, Moses? Expand on the interesting. Doc, ain't nobody worried about nothing being paid. That's part of the problem now. That's why you didn't disconnect it, because you up here thinking about what bills need to be paid. Ain't nobody think about that. But I also said whisper to yourself as affirmations. Don't say them shits out loud. Unless y'all at the point where y'all gonna talk each other through it. Now you can affirm me all day long if you want to talk me through it.
I need clarification on Doc comment. Is he saying that if he noticed a woman's mind wandering during sex, he gonna whisper in her ear, your mortgage gonna be paid for the next 3 months?
No, he's saying he needs to whisper that to him. Don't pay Doc no mind, okay? But being mindful and being present in those moments helps to quiet the inner critic. And it invites you to be able to explore the moment and the space that you're in. So
I agree.
Instead of feeling all of this pressure to perform or to show up and all of that, just be present in the moment, because it'll actually give you more space and room to be yourself and show up in that moment like fully as yourself. So even being fully present during foreplay is important.
Yeah,
Being
absolutely.
present during solo play is important. A lot of us
Mhm.
rush our own solo play and don't realize it, but that's also why a lot of us cannot fully connect and get through the intimacy of a full on pleasure moment, because we rush through our own pleasure moment. So we, a lot of times what we do with ourselves is what we're going to do with somebody else. So if we rushing through it by ourselves, we're going to rush through it with somebody else. um but it's being in the bedroom with your person or connecting with your person, it is not about just about sex, okay? um it is absolutely a place for release, exploration, and healing. A lot of us don't even know the healing properties of sex. Like, a lot of us don't even know about sex magic or learning what sex magic is or what it consists of and all those kind of things, because that is a thing. It is a very present and real thing. um a lot of people don't actually study or explore or learn about sex in those ways. And so we wonder why a lot of people are out here repressed and can't do nothing without being angry or pissed off or all
Mhm.
of that, because you haven't released, you aren't having sex. But if you are having sex, some of us aren't having good sex. um aren't having next level greatness type sex. We aren't having sex that's soul stirring. We're having basic ass, vanilla ass, run of the mill, every day, let me bend you over real quick, hit it from the back type sex. And that's cool sometimes. But a lot of times we miss out on the full blown intimacy of what sex can bring and what pleasure can bring. Because sometimes we ain't even have to have sex. Lay there and talk to me while we listen to this music and tell me why your first baby mama, rest of her kids got taken. No, I'm just playing. But no, like, lay here and tell me about who you are, your dreams and aspirations, and what made you get to the space that you're in now, you know? So we really do have to learn to be more present when it comes to sex, because it is an amazing, beautiful experience. And not just sex. Let me make sure I change that, instead of just saying sex, pleasure. Because pleasure does not have to fully involve sex. Okay? Um if you solo, is it still foreplay or two play because half the people are present? Doc, Doc. Didn't I tell you don't get put on timeout? You're gonna get put on timeout. Um, but that's why it's called solo play. Fool. It's called solo play. Um, so I'm gonna give y'all a few tips on how to be present during the pleasure. Y'all got any tips? Tell them, I know y'all got some tips. Tell us some tips. I know y'all got something before I get mine.
Lindsay, I recommend that you get you some edibles.
Big time.
That's on my list.
Have you had edibles before?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Back in
yeah. I recommend you try you some edibles about 30 minutes to 45 minutes prior to engaging with a man.
But
you
make
know,
sure it's somebody that you have a connection with,
That part.
Exactly.
and
so,
somebody that mentally stimulates you.
yes,
Because that
Exactly.
mental part is going to play a big role in
That's gonna get you
how
up
it
through
all comes
there.
together.
I'm not
Yes.
gonna lie. I got a person who have an emotional connection with, first one ever, and I'm learning to. We have not had sex, but I'm telling you though, when it does happen,
You
and
ready?
I'm ready. That's why I'm getting the tips now.
You out here like Little Caesars. Yes.
But he talks me through what needs to be talked through, and I'm ready.
Mm.
Come on.
Okay.
And that'll be good as to talk through.
Mm-mm.
I can't wait to hear all about these.
That's what I'm saying.
Make sure you share all the details.
I'll share all the details because he hit my mind before he gets to touch my body, and
And that's
I've
what it
always said
should
I wanted that.
be.
I really hope he doesn't disappoint. I really hope he gets you where you need to go. I
Oh, he
really
will.
do.
Oh,
I
I
want
believe
that
it.
for you.
Because what they say, where we going? To the top if you ain't afraid, baby. Because that's where you need to go, Lindsay. To the top if you ain't afraid.
I need to be able to have an orgasm so intense that I just need to go to bed afterwards.
That your toes crack. Yes, ma'am.
My back
You
is
need
broke.
one of them ones that's gonna linger. They're
Where
gonna
your
send
toes
like
is
electric shock waves through your body, and it's gonna linger. It's gonna
Them toes
it's
over there
gonna
throwing up the
linger
six
so
forks.
long that you're gonna
Okay.
be like, don't touch me.
Don't
Don't
touch
touch.
me.
You
That's
ain't
one.
gonna
Yeah.
be. I'm talking about it. You need to linger for a long time. Like, don't touch
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah.
I need you to get all of it.
He's there, and I'm here, and we just need to meet in the middle, so that way that my toes curl, and then I just start throwing up gang signs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because yes, ma'am. Okay.
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
I'm losing my virginity, y'all.
So, some practical tools to help you get out of your head and into your body. Like I said, breathing. And it's called 4-4-4 breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Hold it for 4, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. That's something that I learned in meditation. It helps you to even out your mind, your body, your heart, everything that's involved in what's going on. Doing a body scan, focus on one body part at a time. You can't focus on the whole body sometimes, but I promise you, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all what I've learned. Kissing, focus on the lips, focus on the lips and the connection of kissing. Kissing will ground you in a whole different kind of way, but it will also not just ground you, it will heighten the intimacy and the connection. And a lot of people don't kiss, and so that's why y'all have piss poor ass sex. And it might even still be good sex, but it's a bad. It's not, the connection isn't fully there like it could be or should be. So take your time to kiss. Kissing will ground you. It will slow you down. If you out here kissing fast, get the fuck away from me.
Right.
If you out here kissing fast, go on about your business, okay? But kissing is one way that will ground you. It will ground you. It will help you to focus. It'll help you to bring like all of the other stuff, like while your mind is way out here, to bring it in, minimizing it. Mindful touching. Run your fingers across your skin, across their skin, on the back of their neck, play with their beard, all of that kind of stuff.
Their head.
Yes, absolutely. Sensual environments, music, lighting, scents, temperature. You don't want it to be cold while you in there hunching. Cold makes you uncomfortable. Now, you don't want it hot either. You want it a nice temperature across the board for the both of y'all. And even if y'all get a little hot and get to sweating and all of that, that's expected. But overall, you don't want it to be hot or too cold. You want it to be even down the middle. Eye contact. Very good. Communication. Start talking while y'all kissing and all of that kind of stuff. Like talking to them. Do you like this? You like when I kiss you like this? You like when I rub on you like this? Having those conversations. And even asking for permission. Can I put my hands here? Can I touch you there? Like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, you can touch me now. Cause what? You asking? Yes, touch me. But it also then brings it full circle that both of you all are being pleased, both of you all are present, and the intimacy and the connection is there. Asking questions and talking to each other. Oh my God, it's mind blowing. And so that's why I love like the fact that I'm sober. Like I can truly get into some shit now and I'm paying attention and my brain might be a little fuzzy because I'm excited, but being like truly in the moment, oh yes. Absolutely love it. But kissing is my favorite thing. I love to kiss. Cause if I can't kiss on you, get fuck going on. Like,
But everybody can kiss.
Because that means you are avoiding intimacy. You avoid intimacy when you don't want to kiss.
Yeah, Regina said everybody can't kiss, and that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody can't kiss. But also if even if you can't kiss, but you're also not willing to kiss, I don't like that either. What you avoiding? That's an avoidant tendency, like to not kiss.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I get it. Everybody mouth ain't to be kissed, and you don't kiss on everybody.
Sure.
But if I'm trying to be that with you, nah, we can't not kiss. Solo practice. Take the pressure off orgasm. Like, don't just solo play for the sole reason of having an orgasm.
Right.
Solo play so that you can understand pleasure without having a goal in mind. That's why some of us can't orgasm either. Because we are rushed in our head. We started this to get to the end. We started this to go ahead and have this orgasm real quick so I can go on and go to sleep. Because that's what most of us doing is so we can go on and go to sleep. But take the pressure off having an orgasm, explore yourself, explore your body and all those kind of things. And I didn't even know this was a thing, but using guided pleasure meditations. And if I find some, I will share them. Or audio erotic to stay present. And then practicing gentle self-talk during moments of judgment or distraction. So again, the affirmations and all of that good stuff. In the comments, do y'all have any questions about mindfulness and all of that good stuff? I feel like this has been a really good conversation tonight. What y'all think?
I agree.
I agree.
Real.
So what y'all feel like y'all have learned so far during this mental health awareness month? Because I think this is our second episode in mental health awareness month, and then we got one more, and that one for next week is fuck buddies and feelings.
Ooh.
Can casual sex be good for mental health? That's the one for next week. And if you missed it last week, the conversation was good D or just dopamine? The science behind sex, love, and attachment. That conversation was really good too.
Go back and watch the replay on that one.
Absolutely. It's on the YouTube channel. Go back and watch it because that episode, all of our wigs got blown back with, with the information that was shared on last week. So make sure y'all go check that out. And again, next week it is fuck buddies and feelings. Can casual sex be good for mental health? Because some of us is out here losing our shit, and we really just need to be punched on real good. So, we gonna have that conversation next week. So, mental health awareness month has been really good for me. What y'all think?
I think it has too.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed it.
These were conversations I feel that needed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Keisha said in her opinion, with solo play, is a great time to practice edging. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So let me get the full definition of edging so I can tell y'all. I know what it is, but I don't know how to explain it.
Well, this is my first time hearing of edging, so please educate me.
Okay. So edging is a sexual practice where a person or couple builds up sexual excitement to near orgasm, then stops the stimulation before reaching climax. This allows them to prolong sexual pleasure and intensify the orgasm when it eventually occurs. Edging can be done through various methods, such as alternating between intense and light stimulation, stopping stimulation just before orgasm, and using teasing or playful techniques. Edging can be consensual and enjoyable and an enjoyable activity for some couples, but it's important to communicate with your partner about your intentions and boundaries before engaging in this practice. Okay? Okay. So we can add that to our list of things to talk about further if y'all want to, but that's what edging is.
Okay, I understand. I'm not sure if that will work for me though.
It so it helps when you are trying to uh fully learn the full extent of pleasure,
Yep.
like, and not just pleasure in order to reach the orgasm. Like you're going to like, you know how like when we be like right there, right there, right there, right there, because you force you, like, you know it's on its way, and then they move, not abruptly, but to keep you from going over the edge.
Yeah.
Then they build it back up. They build it back up, build it back up, build it back up. And then, it comes back down again. So then it's prolonging for you to be able to enjoy the sex longer and for you to be able to fully experience the whole thing. And neither one of y'all is coming super early.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it in the end it's so much more intense
Yeah.
when you finally release. It is very much more intense.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah.
your head be about to explode.
Yeah. If you squirt, baby, you squirting.
The head be about to pop off.
Pop off.
Woo! Might make your head pop off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, y'all, that's it. So my closing thoughts for y'all is to remember that you deserve pleasure. Okay, you deserve pleasure that isn't rushed, that isn't half felt, that isn't performed. And you deserve sex that makes your body feel held and your mind feel free. If that hasn't happened yet, don't worry, it's still yours to claim. So because you haven't experienced a certain level of pleasure does not mean it's not possible. Reaching a certain level of pleasure means that there is some more inner work or self-reflection that needs to take place in order for you to be present in those moments so that you can experience pleasure that is full circle. Okay. Um uh and a lot of us show up with in sexual encounters with having our orgasm in mind. But in order to have pleasure that is pleasing the full body, that is okay to release that pressure. But it's also okay to release the pressure of having perfect sex. Because a lot of us be thinking we finna go in here and have this movie level sex and we not finna have it. Because that shit on the movies is fake, okay?
Yeah.
Practice being present, because that's where true intimacy and joy are found. But also, make sure you're having fun. Because enjoying it does not just mean being fully intimate and romantic. It means having fun. Because if somebody fall off the bed, okay, we can laugh about that. Because I remember that happened. I fell off the bed and I was like 5-second rule and got back on the bed. Because we got to be able to have fun. 5-second rule. God made dirt don't hurt.
Ain't that it?
And get back on the bed. Keisha said it's very explosive when you finally finish. Yes, ma'am, it is. It's very, very explosive. But listen, definitely have fallen off the bed, okay? My other favorite thing is I'll tell y'all off air. But if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit that like, share, and follow button for us. Please subscribe button. Share it, copy and paste the link, share it on your social media platforms and all of that good stuff. Because we are growing and glowing over here with the Crazy Rich Aunties. And we love y'all joining us. We thank y'all for always showing up and going crazy in the comments, because these comments definitely had a lot going on tonight. But also, if there are particular topics that you would like the aunties to cover, you can send us an email at thefatgirlchroniclespodcast@gmail.com, pgcmediaco@gmail.com, or PGC After Dark podcast@gmail.com. Okay. So that's for the Tuesday show or for After Dark. Either of those emails work in order for you to reach us. Okay. So, you ladies got anything else you want to say?
No, I am good.
Y'all good? Okay. Well, listen. This is your girlie, your Rochelle. And once again, we got Auntie Regina in this thing. Hey, Auntie Regina.
Hey.
We got Auntie D. Hey, girl.
Hi, y'all.
Auntie Lindsay was here. I don't know what happened. But we want to thank you for spending your Friday night with us, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us tonight. Catch us next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you missed the episode, you can check us out on iHeart, Spotify, Audible, Amazon, Apple, or YouTube and Facebook. You can just search The Fat Girl Chronicles, or you can type in PGC After Dark. All right. That's it. That's all we got for y'all. And let's see. I hope not that quick. Moses said she went to go get nasty. I hope not that quick. But as we head out, we encourage y'all to keep it grown, keep it sexy, and keep it spicy. All right, y'all. We want to wish y'all a good night from PGC After Dark, the Crazy Rich Aunties. I'm your girlie, your Rochelle. And we is out. Later, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Trust, dependency, love, respect, passion, pain, intimacy, pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said.